Have you ever noticed that some women just move differently? They walk into a room and everything shifts. Their presence is calm. Their style is effortless. They don't chase attention, they attract it. They aren't loud, flashy, or trying to prove anything. And yet, they're unforgettable. That's the difference between average and high value. High value women don't rely on money or beauty to command respect. They rely on who they've become and how they live. In this video, we're uncovering the everyday things high-value women do differently. The subtle but powerful habits that elevate how they look, speak, dress, and carry themselves. And the best part? You don't need to change who you are. You simply need to refine who you already are. Stay with me to the end, because number 10 will shift how you see your own daily habits in a way you'll never forget. This is She Lives Rich: Elegance, Confidence, and the Wealthy Woman Within. Let's begin. 1. They dress with intention, not for attention. A high-value woman doesn't follow trends just because everyone else is. She dresses with clarity, confidence, and purpose. Her style is curated, clean lines, rich textures, and a mostly neutral palette. She knows what flatters her body, and she invests in pieces that elevate her appearance, not scream for attention. She doesn't wear outfits to be seen. She wears them to express her identity. Elegant, self-assured, unbothered. Even her casual looks feel elevated. A crisp button-down tucked into tailored jeans, a monochrome workout set with polished sneakers, a trench coat layered over a silk blouse. Every detail says, I care about myself. 2. They walk slowly, speak clearly, and never rush. There's nothing rich or elegant about rushing. High-value women move with calm. They own time rather than being owned by it. They walk with graceful posture, back straight, eyes forward, heels grounded. They speak with clarity, not volume. They don't rush their sentences. Because when you're confident in your presence, you don't need to speed it up to prove anything. Slowness, when intentional, becomes a form of power. 3. They don't chase. They attract. This applies to people, to style, to opportunities. A high-value woman doesn't beg to be chosen. She chooses herself every day. She nurtures her feminine energy without desperation. She dresses not to impress a man or compete with other women, but to reflect her own elevated standard. When you carry yourself with calm certainty, the world starts to treat you differently. And suddenly, what used to feel out of reach starts reaching for you. 4. They wear fragrance with purpose. It's one of the most subtle ways to command presence. High-value women know that scent is memory. They choose warm, feminine, complex perfumes. Not overly sweet, not overpowering. Their fragrance isn't the first thing you notice. It's the last thing you remember. They make you wonder, what is she wearing? And sometimes, they won't even tell you, because mystique is part of the magic. 5. They don't overshare. Mystery is currency. High-value women don't vent on social media. They don't narrate their entire emotional life in public. They don't spill their secrets within 5 minutes of meeting someone. They keep a sacred space between themselves and the world. And that space is filled with boundaries, not walls. You'll notice they don't speak poorly of others. They don't engage in gossip. And when they speak, people listen, because they don't speak just to fill the silence. 6. They maintain an edited closet, not an overflowing one. Looking expensive every day doesn't come from having more clothes. It comes from having better choices. High-value women don't hoard fashion. They invest in quality basics, timeless silhouettes, and neutral tones. They avoid fast fashion when they can. And when they can't, they tailor, press, and elevate everything they wear. Even a $40 dress can look like $400 if the fabric is right, the cut is clean, and the woman wearing it believes she's worth looking good for. 7. They have high standards and quietly enforce them. Whether it's how they're treated in a relationship or how clean their car is, nothing is random. They maintain clean spaces. They use real dishes. They keep their shoes polished. They notice the details. Because how you do the small things is how you do everything. They don't settle for good enough, not out of ego, but out of respect for their own experience. And that's the standard they bring into every room they enter. 8. They don't flaunt wealth. They embody elegance. This is where trying to look rich versus being high value separates. A woman trying to look rich wears heavy logos, dramatic lashes, trendy aesthetics, and overdone everything. A high-value woman is subtle, clean, controlled. She never needs to say, "I'm expensive." She lets her aura do the talking. This is what makes her magnetic. The quiet confidence, the soft gaze, the stillness. She doesn't need validation. She carries her own. 9. They start their day with ritual, not chaos. How you begin the day sets the tone for how the world meets you. High-value women protect their mornings. They don't start with scrolling or reacting. They move intentionally. Maybe a short walk, a hot shower, a quiet cup of tea, or reading a few pages of something inspiring. They dress in silence. They do their skincare slowly. They build themselves before they build their to-do list. And that's what gives them the glow everyone else is chasing. 10. They make every room better by being in it. This one has nothing to do with fashion, and yet it's the most powerful thing of all. High-value women leave people feeling uplifted. They make eye contact. They give compliments without expectation. They listen more than they speak. And their presence feels safe, calm, feminine, and grounded. The most unforgettable women aren't the loudest. They're the ones who make you feel like you've just met someone rare. And the more rare you become, the more your value rises. Recap. Let's review what high-value women do differently. Dress with intention, not for attention. Move slowly, speak clearly, never rushed. Don't chase, they attract. Wear fragrance with quiet power. Protect their privacy. Maintain an edited, elegant closet. Enforce high standards in quiet ways. Embody elegance, not ego. Start the day with ritual. Leave every room better than they found it. These habits are not about being perfect. They're about being aligned with the woman you want to become. Because you don't become high value by waiting for someone to validate you. You become her by choosing her every single day. If this inspired you to upgrade how you move, dress, and carry yourself, share in the comments. Which of these habits will you start with? What do you already do? And if you're ready to become the woman who lives richly, confidently, and intentionally, subscribe to She Lives Rich, because elegance isn't rare. It's simply practiced. And your high-value era begins now.